calls, and you're the only one that can't get on. It's
Oh,
something
okay.
with your computer.
Now I'm streaming to just my channel.
Finally, jeez. No, I'm just playing. No, Janelle, we'll figure it out. Hold on. Yogi calls again, I guess.
All right. So we're figuring out some stuff here. Welcome to HorsePLAY Live, guys. This is episode 56. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Janelle's joining us again, but we have some technical issues, so we'll be starting shortly. In this uncut, you're gonna get a lot of inside baseball. Is that better now?
I don't know if she's just standing still or if she's moving around and it froze again.
I'm moving, so then that might mean it froze. If it did, just don't put me on video on yours, and I'll just do video on mine.
Yeah, because Janelle's simulcasting it tonight, too.
Wait, do you have a cam turned on your stream?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake, I know.
Yeah, because certain things don't like sharing the webcam. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'll just turn mine off, and then it's alright.
Yogi, you want to turn yours on?
Yeah, Yogi, we don't see you. And the Google Documents that you keep sending me, it always says I need permission from you to open it. It's so irritating.
You gotta send me the email
Just-
address that you're using for that.
Hold on, maybe I'll use a different account and see if that's the reason.
Yeah, because you definitely set up on it. All right, so you guys are listening to the uncut show. You're listening to a lot of breathing and typing right now. Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Yogi, turn your camera on.
My camera turn off?
Please. No, I see your funny-looking face. Or your funny-looking bald head. One of the two.
Okay. Why isn't my chat picking up? Ah, alright, I guess no chat tonight on this thing. No biggie!
There's a bunch still in Geeky Antics. So. There's a bunch still in Geeky Antics.
Yeah. That's why I did the pre-show. To make sure we had a little bit of extra hype, you know what I mean?
Oh, show.
We'll just make this bigger. Alright, so let me know when you guys are about ready to start. And I said it is episode 56. Today's January 8th, 2015. Do you guys feel like that year is not rolling off the tongue yet? It's like still a little awkward.
Oh no, it's rolling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it rolls.
That doesn't sound like you're responding to what I'm asking, sir.
Oh, it
Sir.
does roll off the tongue. January 1st, 2015. A lot better than 14.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck 2014.
Oh man, whoa. Calm down, bro.
Hey, we have an E for explicit on iTunes. We're good.
Oh, you're giving me a heart attack. It's
Oh,
not your camera.
so BFT in the chat says, today was a significant day. After almost a decade of service, I retired my underwear to bring in some new sets. It was a sad moment when I threw them into the dumpster. Every man has to go through that. Like, I have a pair of boxers that I just don't have the heart to get rid of. Because it reminds me of what not to do. I lost like around 100 pounds, and I look at this underwear, and I'm like, I used to fit into this crap, and once in a while I still put it on by accident, and it's so stretched out that it just falls off, and I'm like, yeah, this is not very practical. I eventually got to get rid of that. Little fun fact about me. Are you having trouble, Obi?
Something's not working.
As you get older, you appreciate socks and underwear as gifts. That's how it works out.
You really do.
Yeah, like
That's all I look forward to. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got socks.
yeah, because like it's like those little things you always forget to get for yourself, but you know you could always use more of. You know, when you're a kid, you're like socks, underwear.
Where's my toys?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and kids these days are even bigger brats. They're like, no electronics or over $100. Screw you! You don't love me. I hate you. Like, yep, I disagree. When the kids throw a tantrum, I'm like, yep, you're right. I don't love you. You figured me out.
Dude. You're so bad. Why would you? You're just mean. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh yeah, Obi, I'm totally the meanest person you know.
You are. You're just.
People that have come to my channel for the first time know that I'm a nice guy. The beard might scare them. They might think I'm like about to bomb them or something, but that's okay.
I'm gonna do a dress up on stream one day,
Oh lord.
and I'm gonna get a head wrap.
And now we have some Be careful. We have some Middle Eastern listener. Uh-oh.
You know,
We just lost half our audience. There go the podcast stats. Thanks, Obi.
No, come on, it's not like that. I'm talking terrorist-wise.
Yes. That's our disclaimer. Not all Middle Eastern people or Muslims are terrorists.
No, they're not. They're not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
I got your back, Obi. I got your back.
Like
I'm not gonna throw you to the dogs. Don't worry, bro. I got you.
Man, you're an asshole, dude. You know.
I got your back. I'm vouching for you, bro.
I did love you.
Oh, stop it.
Ooh.
I helped you set up. Oh, did you get to test out the alerts? Did it work okay?
Yes, very much so. Thank you very much for all you did, sir.
Very
you're
nice.
an amazing person, and you're godsend. I love you.
Now, see, when I get that kind of praise, I usually think the next thing's gonna be like, can you do something for me? It's like, oh God, here we go.
What?
It's like, my better half is nice.
Shocked.
I know something's coming.
Are you serious, man? That hurt.
That hurt. That hurt. You cut me deep.
By the way,
BTW.
can I don't know. I'm ready.
Same.
So, for those listening, for those that haven't completely tuned us out, there's going to be a lot of banter, and then we have a pre-recorded session that's about an hour long. So the first half, well, less than an hour. We need to set like the 5-10 minutes at the end to do our outro plugs and all that stuff, right? And to do a little dance party.
Huh?
Lord Rakdos said, "How does one make underwear and socks last for 10 years?" Very carefully.
Especially when you're. Never mind.
If you take care of your stuff, it'll last you a long time. You know. It's just never.
But I don't think I'd want a. No.
No.
I mean, it depends what.
No.
It depends what you're
I need
doing.
a better picture of you, Janelle.
Are you still setting up, Obi, or should I get started?
No, we're good, man.
All right, so we're
I'm
starting.
gonna stop right now. I'm going to the intro. I am now streaming to. Make sure I'm screaming to Geeky Antics.
It's 11:06. So we're gonna start at 11:07 officially.
Go.
Are you already started? Okay.
I'm sorry, like I said.
Obi, you're
It's
killing
been
me.
a long day.
Hasn't it? It's been for all of us. Here we go. In 3, 2. What in the world?
The best way to start it.
Did you guys even hear the music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because everybody everybody was so.
Go ahead.
Well, you had your game face on, so I was like, "Is something wrong with my setup?" Everybody was just like, so silent and stoic. Nothing was going on in the chat. Like, am I stuck in a time warp? And then I hear someone peeing into a bottle or something.
I was pouring some water into my cup.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
I guess so. What the hell?
Whatever.
Well, I don't even know how to start it now. Welcome back, guys, geeks and gamers. This is HorsePLAY Live, episode 56, and we're starting off right. We are starting off right. Today is Thursday, January 8th, episode 56, entitled "Choice Chamber and Awesome Games Done Quick." We have a special pre-recorded segment for you guys. We actually got to do an interview with someone, but I'm going to let the man himself, everybody's favorite bear lizard, Yogi Zill, explain it. What's up, big guy? How you doing?
Well, it's too soon. We got to catch up because we got someone special. Our co-host, we got her back. We found her.
What? No, I'm following something. You just tell me how you're doing.
I know, but...
Don't, seriously. Just say, hey, I'm doing great, Obi. We got
I'm doing great.
Stuff to talk about.
I'm doing great. I can't wait to get into some banter before we get into our big 1 hour long. It's supposed to be a 20-30 minute long developer interview, and we just ended up just hitting it off and talking for a long time. It could have gone longer if I didn't exercise some a little bit of sense. And I actually cut down a little bit. I'm long-winded this a little bit, just a little bit. But what I was gonna say, Obi, is that we started a milk carton campaign, and we found someone that's lost. Now you can introduce who that person is. I gave you the perfect segue.
You did. Well, it's been weeks, months, and we've been searching all over the place, everyone, and we found her. We found her huddled up in a corner of some house, and she was just rocking back and forth, going, "Horseplay, horseplay, horseplay, horseplay." Welcome back, hon. Janelle, number 5. How you doing?
Good, how are you? Glad to be back. My grand entrance of pouring water into a glass.
That could not have been timed better.
I know, you guys are never going to let me live that down.
Because Obi's mouth was just about to open up, too. Like, it was just opening up, and all you hear is just, shh. She's like, I can't even make a sound.
What are you doing?
I'm like, the guys, people that watch that live really got a good treat.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny because everybody just like, what's going on? So, welcome, guys. Really, and we're just gonna start talking here because we're all like, we're supposed to be used to that by now. Over a year into podcasting, doing the same show all year. We both got other shows other projects that we're doing. We're always doing this, and all of a sudden that water. It really sounded like you were taking a leak and you just forgot to turn off your mic or something. I was like, wait a minute, Yogi's not doing nothing. Janelle, she's peeing.
I'm gonna avoid an off-color remark. So guys, we celebrated the new year. We didn't get to celebrate it with Janelle. How's 2015 been treating you?
Yes.
Fabulous, actually. I'm loving this year so far.
Awesome.
How about you guys?
It's been good. We did a big send-off. Our first episode of the year, episode 55, it just happened to be on January 1st. And we just did a big fuck you to 2014. 'Cause 2014, at least for me, was terrible. I had a couple deaths in the family, then some family drama and all kinds of stuff. Like my gaming rig started to break down. I'm on a backup system, and it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong. I was like, I'm done with you, 2014. I'm over. I want a divorce. Let's go. I'm over you. I found someone that loves me better.
2014. And you know what? Funny thing is, in 2016, we were done with 2015 before we even started. We were done with 2015 and 2013.
Well, I like the beginning of 2014 and then the end of 2013 for sure. Cause that's when we just launched this show, and we had like one of our first game developer interviews, and hey, we actually timed it almost exactly. I think exactly a year later.
Well, no, it was this is 56 and that was episode 5.
So yeah, we would have to do episode 57.
Next episode would have been exactly a year later. So that's still cool though. I mean, like we're within a week, so
yeah, I can't put it.
It wasn't planned, so
I could have put it off. Should I put it off? Do you guys want to wait for it till next week? You know,
for what?
To play the thing?
No.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to bust your ass and get another one for next week.
I don't know about that. Those are hard to set up.
Is.
But we will get him back on the network on Geeky Antics to do a live Q&A. There were a lot of questions in the chat. It was hard to like work them in and stay on point. God, we're still talking about underwear in the chat. The under chat is the under chat is real. Yes, I'll make that a thing.
Oh, talking about socks.
Socks are great.
Oh, socks and boxers.
We've been talking about socks and boxers for the last 30 minutes.
Because it was about getting them for Christmas and how that's way better when you're older.
Yeah, for sure. You appreciate it a lot more. And also, I hate having cold feet. Like the rest of me could be a little cold, but I need to have warm feet. Like I don't like my feet being cold.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's when you're around the house and you just kind of have socks on.
Yeah.
You get those big wool socks.
Oh,
and that's all you wear, and they're padded, so you can't feel the ground or the floor or anything. So if you step on a kid's toy, well, my problem is if I step on a kid's toy, like a little Hot Wheels from my son, I don't get hurt.
And the Lego blocks. Janelle doesn't know yet. She's playing it smart. She's pacing herself, so that's good.
You guys know I work at a daycare, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to live in it. Like you don't walk around at home barefoot trying to relax. You know, not worrying the world. And all of a sudden, you step into a minefield of Lego blocks. You know what I mean? Because I volunteered in a lot of Head Start centers and stuff like that. You know, working with 4 and 5-year-olds and doing kindergarten tutoring and all that kind of stuff. But you don't know until you have your own. You know, when you have your own little ones all the time, it's a whole different thing.
When you have your own, you can't send them back.
Exactly. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, in those young years, volunteering in those places and helping them out, you know, it was like, oh man, I love them. I want like 100 of these little kids. I want as many as I can get. Cause they're so sweet. Like they hug you and they love you. Like, oh, I want you to read me a story. Like, oh my God, is this what it's like? And then you get your own. You're like, oh damn. Can I exchange this product?
Can I put it back? Can I put it back? From a guy's perspective, don't try to put it back. Wife doesn't like that. Please. We want to hear the news. Man decided to put his baby back in the womb today.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
Woman beat his ass.
Don't do that. That'd be as awkward as the man that married his toaster. But I mean, you know, the precedence was already set. You know.
Wow.
I mean, pretty soon we're gonna be people are gonna marry farm animals and stuff. It's gonna be okay. Like, you gotta respect my beliefs. Okay.
I can marry my dog. Awesome. Not really.
But I'm not gonna. I don't want to bring the tone down. But Lord Rakdos, yeah, that sucks, man. Mine may not be too far behind. She's in her late 90s, and she's barely holding on. She's still got spunk in her though. Actually, she's got a lot of spunk left in her, my grandma. That sucks, though.
Well, my wife's grandma's still kicking quite a bit, and she just won't. She won't give up. Period. She's just not gonna do it. She's that stubborn. She's got throat cancer and everything else. She's like, I don't give a damn. I'm still gonna do whatever I do every day. And that's about how she sounds. But these old timers, they know how to last.
Janelle, good catch. About 30 lines of chat later.
I just reread it because I didn't even realize. Obi didn't even notice that he said that.
That's one of the first things I noticed. I tell you where my head is at. But it was a double take moment. Like, did that just happen?
Here you go, Proxel. This is just for you.
Oh yeah.
Careful.
You get to see all my gray hairs in there.
Oh gosh.
It is, dude. I'm like, I
Mine
sit there
is.
and pick at it, and then I look at one, and it's like freaking. I mean, dude, this is one of the hairs right now, or right here. That's how long this shit is.
Oh yeah. Do you are you using
it straightened?
Are you using the oil, the conditioning oil? They got
No, I need to because
You should get that shampoo. Have you seen that movie Blades of Glory where he has like the mane and tail shampoo?
Yeah, which is
We bought
actually
that the other day.
which is actually made like originally made for
I'll
horses.
let you know.
It actually works pretty well, but it's expensive as hell. They got conditioning oil that the people that is meant for beards to like relax it and to keep it in. So I think that would be the better investment. You just put a little bit of that, and it's very thick, so you could just a little glob and boom, 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 let it in there. Give your beard a little bit of a little luster. You know, Jerry curl it. Why not?
I don't want to. I want to straighten it. I want to get it. I want ZZ Top beard.
Oh, you want to straight relax it?
I want ZZ Top beard.
I think the only way you're gonna get that to happen is conditioner and then use a hair straightener. Good luck.
You're gonna straighten your beard.
We got it. I got it all figured out.
But it's like so coarse because it's like pubes on your face.
Only Janelle would go
work.
for that. Thank you for joining the show today, Janelle, and you have a great night.
This is why we need her on here. She provides the female perspective. Otherwise, we're clueless.
That hurts. That hurts. You just gave
I'm
my
just
wife.
saying,
I am so glad. I am so glad right now my wife is not watching. I am so happy she's sleeping. If she would have heard you say that, oh my God, everything that I've worked for the past month to try to keep this sumbitch would go away. So, shh.
I'm just saying that straightening something as coarse as that type of hair might not work, as I am a girl and have a straightener and know that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because then they'll start burning off.
I wouldn't do a straight. No, I wouldn't use a straightener on that. That'll just hurt it.
Oh,
there's other ways of straightening your beard if you need it. It's expensive, but.
Oh, like going and getting them. What's that thing called?
Perms?
No. Why would you? That's a curl. No, you get like chemically straightened.
What is it? A perm just anytime you get a permanent hairstyle? I thought that's what it was like. So like a hold, like if you sleep on it, it'll still hold because it's a perm. It's like getting helmet hair. Like it'll never go back unless you use something like heavy duty to bring it back.
Exactly.
There you go. I probably shouldn't know as much about that as I do. That's sad.
And especially coming from a person that's bald as hell anyway.
Oh yeah. Mother Nature did not waste time with me.
Me neither. That's.
Soon as I hit like my early 20s, it was like, I'm gonna start getting rid of this extra hair. But you know, I'll give you some more in other parts of your body. I'm like, sure, why not?
All right.
No, Obi, stop.
Right
Why do you
there.
have to go to chest hair? You know, knuckle hair. You go into the dark places.
You can stop right there, sir.
Listen.
All right.
I will blind you with the nipples of fate one day. You never see it coming.
Not. No. 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 Sit. No.
I know Obi's foaming at the mouth to go through the next segment.
No, I'm not.
Script.
I was actually just thinking of something to say, and I just can't.
The banter's getting too uncomfortable for you. I get it. It's too much.
What?
It's got too real. Hashtag real talk.
What do you mean real talk? I don't care about hashtag real talk.
Hashtag too much feels. Too many feels.
I guess.
Hashtag Obi speechless.
Hashtag too many hashtags.
Too many hashtags. Twitter's gonna implode now.
Hashtag Obi Rage quits.
I love when people go on Twitter and they just hashtag stuff like that no one will possibly ever look at and you know will never trend. Like they
Like I
hash.
hashtag the longest hashtag ever hashtagged in the history of hashtags, and so many people go looking for that hashtag. That's me.
They look for it because you're you. But there's people that have absolutely no following. Like they don't blog. They're not writers. They're not streamers. They're not YouTubers. They only use social media to share pictures of their sandwiches and like pointless memes and stuff that
Ooh,
other people make.
sandwiches.
Sandwiches sound kind of good right now. But
All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna get something to eat.
oh,
Oh, I thought he was actually leaving. I was like, what?
but let's move on. Come on, Obi. Tell everybody about our show.
Okay, if you're actually sitting in chat right now, going, what in the flippin' floppin' whatever you say word right there are these guys doing? They're crazy as hell. This is what it is, guys. But if you are new to the show, welcome to our crazy, insane, awesome party.
Super duper, super hype. Woo!
Anyway, crazy. Exactly. It's crazy, nuts, and it's really fun, guys. So, Horseplay Live is Weird Geeky Antics Network. We're actually in collaboration with allgames.com. Why am I even thinking that? But our show covers all the aspects of geek culture, special focus on indie games, technologies, and definitely, if we don't rant, then something's wrong with Horseplay Live, because we rant with the best. And of course, all the social issues geeks face daily, along with a lot of community events, and where am I at? I'm actually already to the end. So
Community events, period. So, we're an interactive, live show, as you could tell. Mostly unscripted, so all kinds of stuff happens. We alternate.
Stuff I have to read off.
Yes. Obi likes that part because he gets to practice his announcer skills. But we are a late night show too.
Fails because water or somebody pees or something happens.
Yeah, the squirrel distracts him.
Yeah, I know. She's gonna get tired of us, dude, bringing that up. So we might want to stop. She's gonna be like, "All right, guys, I made a mistake. I don't want to be on this damn show. Bye." Or she's gonna laugh and snort.
It's not true.
Aww. But we are a late night show, so that's our automatic disclaimer. If you're easily offended, this is one of our more risque shows. This is not a family friendly show. Your kids should be in bed. But then if they listen on iTunes or Stitcher, not much we could do about that. Yeah, we don't go too crazy. We try to keep it pretty smart. But once in a while, we get into the twirly humor. We get a little sophomoric, But, I mean, this is Horseplay Live. What do people expect? There's a lot of horseplay. That's what we do.
This is going to be really awkward, but I'm going to pour some more water, so don't get mad at me.
Okay, everybody. Shh.
You can't hear it that much.
Oh, wait. I heard a little droplet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it would have been better if you just put it right next to the mic for that full warmth.
I did the first time. That's what happened. That's why. Because you muted us, so I was like, oh, they won't hear it. It's okay.
Why didn't you do it again? We were all waiting for it.
Sorry.
Indeed. But, Obi, what else we got?
Yes.
Well, now you're part of the spiel. Tell people what else we like to do on the show.
Oh, I know what we're talking about. Now, when you guys watch the show, anytime, no matter what part of the show, not just the beginning and middle, we do it all. Because why do we shout so many people up? The reasons being is because we love collaborating with as many geeks as possible. Because the more geeks that want to collaborate and want to, write and do podcasts and stream, the more fun we have. Just because we got more opinions and more brain power coming from our geekdom. Okay? So I just made that up and I didn't even use it in the right sense. But Horseplay Live is every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, Twitch channels Geeky Antics, which is right here, and YogiZilla. HorsePLAY Live, a replay is also available earlier on Thursdays, which was about 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's on allgames.com. Most of the time, you guys can see myself and or Yogi in that chat, talking and conversating with you guys as they're doing the show. But
Indeed.
I'm going to let Yogi say this next part just because this is kind of his baby. Because I says, hey, do you want me to be at the interview? And he's like, you don't even play the game. I'm like, okay, what is it? And it's the game that he's been talking about for the last 2 months.
For several
yeah.
months. No.
I said 2.
I had to give you a hard time because I've been telling you I've been talking to this guy. I'm gonna get him on soon, so check out the game, watch some footage, and then you're like, Choice Chamber, what's that? And I'm like, you didn't even try to check it out. I broke my heart.
I had checked that out and I watched it almost every time you streamed it, but it was just one of those things.
It didn't click in your head. Okay.
It didn't click.
All right. I'm about to say it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. I was like. You sounded so like unexcited. I was like, "Yeah, he wants to do it right now. Are you available?" It's like, yeah, you know, like when people don't really want to do things, they ask a lot of questions. You know, it's like, "Hey, can you help me out with something?" Sure. What time? Now if you can. Oh, what do you need? I need you to help me carry this from this point to that point. Well, do you have gloves? Yeah. Okay. What position do you want me to be in the back or the front? It doesn't really matter, dude. We could be done quick. All right. Do you mind if I scratch it back? You know, people ask a lot of questions when they want to just get you to say, fuck it, I'll just do it myself.
All right. Basically, what happened, guys, and I'll tell you that he was talking about a different story, but I kind of screwed up. So what he says is, hey, I got the guy here. We're gonna develop it at 4:30. And, be there. I was like, okay, what time and how long is it going to take? That's exactly what I said. And then we messaged back and forth for a few minutes, and he goes, dude, you don't even play the game. I'll do it. I was like, I'll take care of it. I was like, all right. I was like, oh, man, yeah, it's all yours, buddy. I don't even... I'm looking at it now, but I'm not going to have enough time. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought. So he's talking shit about me, guys, really. So I'm just going to tell him myself. Okay?
You're the dude that's like enjoying a nice beer, and you don't want to be bothered to to go off get off the sofa and help people with the movie stuff around.
I was actually drinking a beer, and it was just one of those times where I was just relaxing and drinking a beer, and like I said, it just didn't click. But I'm glad you got it in anyhow. Yeah,
and even with just 2 of us, because we did it live, it went on to almost a whole hour. But so Obi, tell actually Janelle's in the notes. Janelle should read this part. Janelle, tell everybody what's going on tonight on the show.
Oh.
We put her on the spot.
Okay, there it is.
There it is. I put the mouse point. I put the pointer there for you.
I lost it.
It's the other page.
No, it's right there. Oh. Yep. Well, we're not doing call-ins today because we have a pre-recorded segment. Who's the special guest? Why have I not been told who this is? Is it me?
Well, you're a special guest, of course, but this is a very special guest because they never joined us. But it's pre-recorded, so don't worry. You didn't have to dress up. You can keep your pants off. Wait, that sounds wrong.
What?
Well, because they say when people stream or podcast, a lot of people don't have their pants on.
Whoa.
So it's like, oh wait, I'm gonna have company over. Okay, wait, I gotta put pants on now.
Whoa, we're going too far here, Yogi.
It was funny. She got the joke.
Yeah, she's silent now. She's not talking.
She's still giggling.
Talking about he knows I have no pants on. What the hell do I do?
Unexpected that you would call me out on such a
true topic.
Oh wait, you actually do that? I had no clue. That's a common thing.
Don't we all?
That's the thing. It's like
you guys only had to see my face. Do I have to have pants on? Really?
Yeah, that's like me. Like I'm in my house. I work mostly from home because my knees are shot. I have a bad back, so I can't really be on my feet that long because it's just brutal to me. I'm an old fart. You know, I'm not the young
Amen.
stud I used to be. You know, but
Preach it.
you know, out of nowhere, you know, someone will be, the kids will be, oh, one of my friends coming over, or wife would be like, oh yeah, we're having guests over tonight. Like tonight, like when? Like in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, now I gotta get dressed. Gotta put on pants.
Yep. Basically the hardships of my life every day.
The struggle is real, man. Hashtag white wine. What? I don't know. We're trying to bring that back. That used to be a thing. Lord Rakta said, that was not thought through, Yogi. Question mark?
She's talking shit about me in chat and can't even bring it up to me in person. What the hell? They screwed up my Twitch link in the overlay.
You did.
Fix my Twitch link. Oh my god.
Oh, Obi did? Oh. Instead of bringing it up to Obi, she just called you out. Son.
Well, you guys were talking.
I know, I'm like, what the heck, man?
Well,
I was like really gonna
just
cry.
so you know, Janelle is Janelle No 5 on Twitch, and
there we go.
On Twitter she's Janelle _ No 5, and that's Janelle JANEL, not the ELLE variant, which is also very common.
That's my name, but that's not how I spell it on Twitch and
know.
everything else in my life.
You're trying to confuse people.
I really am.
Janelle said, I'm going to make it as inconsistent as possible. My Instagram, my Tumblr, my freaking Snapchat, my Twitch, everything's going to be different. This was going to use a period. This was going to use dashes. This was going to use double L. You just wanted to troll us. I know. Just like you're pouring a drink. I know how you roll.
Oh, Yogi, calm down, man.
That's not even fair. I wasn't allowed to have that Twitter, so I had to use an underscore.
Someone took it?
Yeah.
Bastards.
I was tempted to message her and be like, can you switch your name?
For real?
But she would have been like, no.
She could have had Janelle number 3, 1 through 4, or number 6 and up. She had to be number
5.
Yeah, she had to be number 5? Really? Yeah. Come on, dude.
Like Chanel number 5? Like Chanel number 5?
Like...
Get it, Yogi?
I know.
Just making sure, dude.
It's a very smart brand.
Hey, sometimes you're kind of...
But he had to ruin my joke. See, Obi has to ruin the knock joke and the chicken crossing the road. You had to ruin it. Like, that shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, run that sumbitch right over. I don't care why he's crossing the road.
Damn. What did the chickens do to you?
Food, bro. Food.
Ugh.
Because daddy's hungry.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
And we're going to get right back into it because we're running off in a banter again.
As always.
Yogi's
Every time
fault.
I come on here.
But we're going to go right into the obligatory news.
Yes, it's very short tonight, guys. I know we're going to have a lot of banter with Janelle back. But, games done quick. If you haven't checked this out yet, they're doing the hashtag AGDQ 2015. The awesome games done quick. And also awful games done quick. Check them out on Twitter and on Twitch. They've been marathon running, getting all kinds of different streamers and YouTubers to stream different games, and they're doing all kinds of awesome things. Not just speed runs, they're doing relay races in the games, and like 4-player simulcasting of games. Like they did a 4-player Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where they were racing to see who would beat it fast, and then they had first, second, and third place. Just a lot of awesome stuff. But the best part about it is that they're doing it for a great cause on top of it, preventing cancer. And as we mentioned earlier, a lot of us have had some run-ins with that, and so it hits really home for us. So great cause, and it's not just preventing cancer, but also raising cancer awareness, because there's stuff you could do to lower your chances of getting cancer or having recurrence of cancer. So it's just fantastic. Actually, I found myself getting addicted to watching this, and I'm like cooking and watching them do these things, and the speed runs and all this stuff, and oh my gosh, it's crazy. And it actually kept me from streaming at certain points. so that tells you something. Oh gosh, Lord Rakdos just loaded Civ 5, so he's gonna be playing that after the show. Yeah, Civ 5 is real.
Hook a brother up, homie.
Oh gosh, yeah. I do have to say some of the announcers, some of the personality streaming were pretty like boring or just way too like out there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Some of their announcers make Ben Stein seem wild. Yeah, they're also really tired. Yeah, yeah. There were some ones that were just kind of like boring. Like, so what I do here is I cause clipping by honing in on that pixel, but you have to time it with a double tap on the controller. And the reason I use 2 controllers is because then I could do this. And like, oh my gosh.
What?
What are you just doing?
What? I don't know. He's pulling a hair off or something.
Just pulling.
I don't know.
I got a tangle.
Trying to listen to Yogi, and you're just like.
Why are you? Just listen to Yogi. Why are you looking at me? Got asphyxiation with me or something?
You guys are right next to each other. How am I not supposed to see you?
Okay.
Can I touch him? Wait, that sounds wrong.
Wait, what?
Yeah, literally, you could like lean over and like kiss his face on my stream.
Aww.
Oh, which side?
Like
That's so
Yogi, if
sweet.
you turn your face to the left and Obi's to the right.
My left or your left?
Your left.
Because it mirrors the video. I don't have it reversed. To my left. So like that?
Yeah, that one.
That one? Okay. For you guys that are not watching on Twitch right now. And Janelle's also streaming on her channel as well. Yeah.
I'm trying to get them out to come over there, but all of them are just shy for some reason.
Yeah.
Don't make me come over there.
Scotty Daniels, though, he still gives us love. He shows up for our streams. And he always says, I has arrived.
I'm going to stream bomb Janelle's channel. Shh.
But I do want to say, for if you can't support, and this goes not just for this marathon, this charity stream, this any stream that you go to, whether they're doing for a charity or they're just trying to support themselves. If you can't donate, at least tell some friends. That helps it a lot. Tell 5 friends and have them tell 5 friends. You'd be surprised how much that could work if you really make a point. Like tell 5 friends that you know will actually take action and share it and go to the channel or something. And then they tell their 5 closest friends or their 5 most engaged friends. And that's how things get viral. But you gotta really make a point of it. If you just throw out a tweet, a Facebook post, and you don't tag people in it, it doesn't have the same effect. So support the Games Done Quick. That's the official channel on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Games Done Quick. The other channel, not the real one. Surprisingly, they did not get the other one. The Awesome Games Done Quick is a different person. They just squatted that channel to get more viewers, I guess. But support them. Tell your friends. And they already raised $500,000. That's amazing. $500,000. That's crazy. I didn't know speedrunning had become so big, but it really is a huge thing now. And Twitch helped develop that further. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, they raised like $20K to have the streamers play Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, blindfolded in certain parts. That's how much these people do play those same games over and over again to perfect the speedrun. They could play it blindfolded. Insane. I'm too much of a filthy casual to get that good at any one game. But I think we should do a speedrun challenge, guys. I think me, Obi, and Janelle, maybe we'll get a 4th person. We'll do like a 4-way stream on like old games that are, or like just a game that's like really hard to beat. And see who beats it first, like marathon run it. Dude,
because I'll win first.
Yeah, you will win first. Not probably more than likely. Yeah, I'll be last. It'll be epic fail. You'll watch my stream if you want to just see how hard I just rage.
Exactly.
And then Obi will play about 5 minutes and end up bowling or playing CS:GO. Maybe WoW. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Obi, do you play a lot of CSGO?
Yeah, he does.
Yes, ma'am.
Teach me.
Teach me
I'll
how
suck at
to.
it.
Teach me how to CS:GO. Teach me how to CS:GO.
Just kidding.
Just don't dance in the street. Ice cream truck might hit you.
What? Okay.
You never
Oh,
seen
dude.
that That video?
Oh yeah, I have seen it. I have seen it.
BFT like Yogi's pretty bad at games. Thanks, bro. That's why people enjoy my stream. My
Well,
epic.
he has fun doing them. BFTs. We can't really.
I go for the epic fails, but I do the disclaimer. You don't go to my streams for high level skill plays. No, I do it for the fails and the lulz.
And for the lows.
And the lulz. There are a few games I'm good at though, like Hearthstone. I'm usually consistently good at that. But everything else I am pretty shy at. So it happens. But anyway, that's all the news, guys. I put one item. I just want to put extra attention to that, and I think we should just jump right straight into it. Our man crushes and geek girls. You ready, Obi? You wanna
Oh
introduce it?
shit! You guys better go first.
What?
I
What?
don't have one. I need to think of one. Right
Oh.
Fuck! I don't have any, man. What the hell? Shit.
Damn! Spathyzilla in the house. Woo!
Guess who, lovies?
Everybody's trolling me hard today.
Love.
I've been getting trolled hard.
Precious.
I don't even get the kappa. They're precious. My precious. But all right, Obi's not gonna do it. Man crushes and geek girls.
Oh God,
You're welcome.
that was terrible.
Shut up. You took too long.
I didn't know what you wanted me to do.
I said we're gonna do man crushes and geek
one
girls.
like- I haven't done one for this in a long time.
No, that's a lie. You did it last week. Oh, but I beat you to the geek girls. I said geek girls. Right as what you'd say, like, you bastard. But you took too long.
You did.
You took too long. So anyway, this is where we share our favorite man crushes and geek girls of the week. And it's not just streamers. We do tend to lean towards Twitch streamers and YouTubers, but it's writers, game designers, podcasters, authors, all kind of geek. The geek culture is a wide spectrum of things, I feel. So you want to start off, Obi?
No, Yogi, I'm gonna let you start off.
I think your pick is right. Obi,
No, that's not my pick, dude.
Aw. No?
Yeah, the thing you just put in there,
That's been in there the whole time. I was wondering when someone noticed it.
you big dickhead.
I put a chode for Obi in the show notes. But my pick, of course, is games done quick. This actually made me think, like, I'm not a highly competitive gamer, but I think that speedruns could be something fun for people to do. It's like whether you're racing or you're doing like a relay race, like either racing other people or doing a relay race, like where you take turns playing the game. There's a lot of fun things you can do with that. So this Games Done Quick is all about that and kind of perfecting the art of a game that you love. But I think it'd be cool for us to do like blind runs on games or play our favorite a game that we all have in common together. It's like maybe, I don't know, an hour or 3-hour game tops. You said, you're a horrible person. You made me think Obi screwed up the voice. I can't get my voice like that right now. My throat is scratchy. I could probably get to that pitch, but I don't even bother. So I was just like, geek girls, yay!
All right, I'll do it for Lord, just because he's
Morph is in the house too, so he wants to hear it. I know he likes it too.
It's basically because Lord watched me have that freaking epic game last night, and he was there in person. But here we go. All right, it is time for Man Crushes and
Geek girls! Yay!
Yay! Anyway, awesome. So yeah, I'm not big in the hardcore competitive scene, but like watching these people play games done quick, it made me think it's something we could do together as a community. I think it'd be something fun to do, and we could like host each other. We could do little mini events. It'd be a nice way to bring more content to our audiences on Twitch and YouTube, and collaborate. Because like the speedruns, but like doing them solo, not as fun. But if we could do them like a team thing, like have a timer, and then we go back to each other. Like I just did it in a minute shorter, and you're like, damn it. You know, it'd be fun. I think we could do that. So that'd be a future thing. So games done quick. You have inspired us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I know Janelle will do it. Janelle's cool. Obi's a pain in the butt.
Duh.
Yeah.
Tell me something we all don't know already.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Janelle, do you have a pick?
Mm-hmm.
Not. I completely forgot
Oh wait.
to
No, you
pick
did.
someone.
You did write something in there. Who's that guy? I think I know that streamer. Never mind.
You are
Never
a
mind.
fail ass noob. That's all I'm gonna say.
A man crush? I have no idea. Is it lame if I say Proxel?
Proxel's cool. We'll accept that.
He
you
has
gotta
a beard.
remember-
I mean, he's part of your guys' beard crew.
And,
Wow.
and
You just make sure then if you're part of the crew that you retweet that hashtag Epic Beer Club that I'm gonna do periodically throughout the week.
Do it right now, and I will tell him
Nope.
it's there.
Nope.
I don't think he's following you.
Better
Oh.
follow me then. If he wants to be a part of the Epic Beard Club, gotta follow. Because
Okay.
whenever I tweet one out, I can't say this yet. Never mind. I got some stuff for my channel going on here shortly, so I can't let the cat out of bed yet. Just follow me if you have a beard. Don't care how big it is. I don't care if it's epic or if it's, a frickin' 15-year-old beard. It
His
doesn't
is
matter.
a bit
If you got
smaller
one,
than yours, but he trims
you're
it because I
good.
tell him to.
well, my wife tells me to. My wife tells me to too.
Oh, that's yours trimmed? Wow.
No,
oh.
I got wings. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I usually line it up and then I actually clean all these strays that flip everywhere.
I like how Janelle is very subtly telling you, dude, kind of dirtbag looking.
No, I didn't.
I don't give a damn.
I'm
what
kidding.
she
I'm
thinks
kidding.
about
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean,
He's
shots
throwing
fired.
me under the bus for
I'm
something
the
I
o-
did not say.
me.
I love you. You know that.
The only woman that I have to press and listen to, yeah, it's true, is my wife. That's it. She says, "Hey, trim it down a little bit. I really want you to trim it down." I'll trim it down. Not a big
Of course
deal.
you will. Good boy.
She knows I'm not gonna cut.
Good point. I like that. Basically, men are just trained pets for the women's. You heard it here on HorsePLAY Live, guys. We're just pets for the
not-
women.
See, that's the most common misconception that most men have. Well, we're just pet dogs for the women. No, it's not like that. Not for me, anyway. Not for us. There's things that I have to give, and there's things that she gives. I mean, it's give and take.
It's about making each other happy. Like,
She's not happy at all that I don't want to keep. That I want to keep this beard. But I told her I'm keeping it. So have a good one. And
So
then
like,
she told me. No, she told me the other day. She goes, "Well, I didn't want to tell everybody, but I really like you with the beard. You just need to trim it down a little bit." Oh, really? So I'm going to tell everybody Thursday. And then I'm going to say it again on Sunday, too. Is BFT's here, too?
I was about to sing a song. What was the song that it says I'm keeping the baby? You're gonna keep the beard instead. That's your version. It's a Madonna song, isn't it? Ah, okay. Let me stop. I'm gonna quit that before it goes to a dark place.
Yeah. You might need to do that.
Oh, it's a BFT said I don't have a beard. For my job, it's preferable that I don't, though I'm the only clean-shaven guard there. I can't be completely clean-shaven. I just can't do it. Like I said before, I get the chocha lips, and it's just not a good look. It's just not. It doesn't work for me. Some people can pull it off. I'm just not one of them. So, Obi was like, he gets a kick out of that whenever I see it. So, Obi, who's your pick?
Huh? I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No,
You're not gonna pick
the
Chode, the Chode?
No. I mean, I do have a couple people. They're not really streamers, but they are gamers. A couple guys that actually helped me learn a little bit of, and yes, it's CS:GO, but they actually helped me and learn the proper ways to do things each round, and when to buy full buy, and when to not, when to save, and just I want to appreciate them. It's Spiral, and these are their Steam names. So Spiral and Heaven's Guard. Thank you guys very, very much for helping me out. And just, I mean, I can do what I do now. I did what I did last night. It was a really good game. But I did that because of what they say and, me listening and teaching me. So appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Look forward to playing with some more CSGO with you. There's my damn pick. Now leave me alone.
All right. There's your pick. So we're ready to play the almost hour-long recording. You guys ready for this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go AFK for a while.
Yeah, you guys could go. You guys. I mean, I'm gonna be in the chat. We'll be in the chat, of course, but it's a good time to take a bio break for us. Just heads up. But this is an interview with Michael, the developer, the main guy behind Choice Chamber, and the founder of Studio Bean. And yeah, this is a very interesting game. If you love Twitch, this game is gonna be, for lack of a better phrase, a game changer. So I went into Janelle's chat, said, "Is this the real life?" And BFT goes, "Nope, just fantasy."
Nope, it's just fantasy.
Nice. He's smart. He's quite quick-witted tonight. BFT's on the ball. He must be on the uppers again. He's smoking that crack pipe. Just make sure you share it around. You pass it along, bro. Anyway, here we go. Boom. And we're live. Well, I mean, we've already been live on the Twitch stream, but now we're live with the recording. I'm joined by the one, the only, Michael, the one Mr. Bean. Do you like last names? You like first names? Do you like Mike? What's your preference?
Do I like last names?
Yeah, do you like last names? I mean, I don't think we really need them. I recalled past, like, long sentences, right? We got 6-second videos, on Vines. People finding ways to make everything into an acronym. So eventually we're not going to have a last name.
Bean. How's that?
Bean? Okay. We'll do Bean. But the full title is The One Mr. Bean.
The one true Mr. Bean.
The one true Mr. Bean. The one ring that rules them all. Or something like that. Alright. Enough nerdy references. How's it going, man?
Going well.
We've been in talks for what, like 4 or 5 months. Ever since you got funded, actually. This game has been on my radar.
9 months, actually.
Has it been that long?
That's when the Kickstarter was, back in March.
Yeah, but I think it took a couple of months before I finally said, you know what, I need to
Let's just say 6 months.
Yeah. Back and forth, just checking in with each other. But, Choice Chamber, it's one of those games that I think if people haven't, every time I talk to people about it and they say they never heard of it, it makes me sad in my heart. Because I think it's the direction of things and where it should be heading, I feel. Would you say that's fair? You might be a little biased, though, right?
I hope that, everything going forward has this in mind, whether it involves live interactivity from viewers or not. The audience is now part of the experience, just because you're able to show yourself playing games now.
Yep.
In whatever fashion that may be. So, imagine if you're at Super Bowl or World Cup or something, and everyone in the audience had a way to kind of influence the game somehow. I mean, they had that in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? The whole audience could give their input on some of the questions, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is awesome, and it's kind of funny too because we went through like a period where like game shows were really big, and they kind of fell off. They're not as big as they used to be. Like every network had a game show, now not so much. But we're kind of going back to that level of interactivity. So that's pretty awesome. Is that kind of something? You know what? Before we get into Choice Chamber, we could talk a lot about this, and we will. And there's already some questions about the tech side of Choice Chamber, some of the inspiration behind it. So we're gonna get to that. But first, Michael, or I'm sorry, Bean. I'm sorry, Bean. Tell us about the man, the myth, the legend. Whoa, we got a follower there. Thank you.
A little bit about myself.
Yes.
Born and raised in the Atlantic City area, New Jersey.
All right.
I've been playing video games pretty much all of my conscious life. I got two older brothers. They got me into NES, Game Boy, Atari 2600, and that's when it started. So yeah, I mean, I've been making games since before high school, just programming little things in Flash, and clearly I haven't moved on from Flash in the last 14 years, because Choice Chamber's also made in Flash. But I guess I got about, I don't know, 30 to 50 games that I've made. I mean, most of them are small little whatevers, but I've done a bunch of 48-hour competition entries. I've done 3 commercial games now. Choice Chamber is the 3rd commercial game as an indie. Like, I'm a full-time independent game developer now. I did work a couple years at Namco, the American division, working on the iPhone team as an artist. So that was pretty cool. Got my art degree from art school after high school. So I am a computer animator as far as my diploma says, but you got to be a jack of all trades to be able to make games.
Yep, ain't that the truth?
That's basically it.
Well, we already had some questions about the tech side of it, and one thing, it seems we have similar paths because I've done the game development stuff, but I kind of veered away from that and went more to the storyboarding and creative writing, ghostwriting type stuff. So every time I talk to indie developers, I'm like, man, I need to get back into that space because I missed that whole process. But would you say, because I know lots of folks are always curious about it, is it less about the tech now and more about the project management, managing people, setting milestones and stuff like that? Because it used to be like you had to, like, learning code was hard, but now you're not in the code as much as you used to be, right?
I would say it's the easiest it's ever been, but I still find it incredibly difficult for someone at an entry level to kind of get into it. And like, just your first day coding, it's a very slow thing, and you're just learning how to form just thoughts together. And it's a very long and slow process that you're never even done. You can't just say, oh, I've learned how to program everything that I'll need to know.
Oh, yeah.
The highest level programmer still tackles problems on a daily basis, which is, that's a big hurdle to get past. If you want to just do pretty much any other creative thing, right? You want to paint a picture, write a book, write a song, you don't even have to go on YouTube and figure out how to do it. You just start plucking an instrument or drawing on a piece of paper or writing some words, right?
Yep.
But if you want to make a game, you just kind of stare at your computer like, how do you make a game? What's even involved in making a game? So that's really dumb. That's the biggest thing. That's still the biggest thing. Programming takes far too long for very little output. I mean, 95% or more of my time is spent programming, when I'd much rather it be 25% if I could have an ideal world. Because I also want to do, a lot of art-based stuff, animation, get that visual style locked down, and also work on design, which is just as important as everything else. And all those things need to be put on the back burner just because programming. If it's not programmed, you can't check the art, you can't check the design.
Right,
so
right.
It's the one thing that's holding everything else up.
It's the glue that brings everything together. It is daunting because you're doing all this back-end stuff that doesn't really produce output, but it's doing important things, checking statuses and doing loops and everything to check for input, whatever, right? But then you don't get any real feedback until you start really getting deep into it. So for people that are trying to learn code, it's like they finally get into arrays. Oh, thank you for the follow, Halo G15. I forget I had the alerts on, and it's a little confusing. But yeah, you're like, oh, I made a pointer, cool. I figured out bubble sorting, awesome. But you don't get that satisfaction until you finally spend lots of time getting the code. But I feel like it's a lot more visual and less about the language and syntax than it used to be. It's a little easier for people to get into it because of all the tools that are out there. I find that people are not as in the source code as much as before. But you're right. You got to be a jack of all trades. Cause I'm sure you're probably a little bit of a physics buff, and you got the geometry down, and you see do the art. Then you're doing the actual code. You got to figure out the collision detection. That's a lot of stuff for one person.
Yeah, one would say too much stuff for one person.
That's the indie approach, man. That's the fun of it. But you have team members though. You have 3 other team members now, right?
Yes, I still think I'm doing, 95% of the work though. Despite them being team members, I mean, she's helping me with design, but that's just, here and there. Kent does the character sketches, and that's only been a couple times ever. He just does them in batches. So he did a big batch for the Kickstarter, and he did a big batch recently with the Kickstarter backers' designs. I mean, he's a full-time director at Telltale Games, working on Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and all those things they're working on over there. So that's pretty cool that he's a friend of mine from art school, but it's really cool of him to take time out to do these sketches, and he finds them really fun too, just because they're so different from what he usually does. And then we also have a musician, Yukio, aka Kozilek, who I'm super excited to have on the team just because I love his music so much. His music's in Nuclear Throne, Luftrausers, a bunch of other games as well.
All really cool games, yeah. So actually, let's talk about that real quick. So, there's a lot of pushback with the whole crowdfunding scene, right? It's a kind of a point of contention and controversy with people, because people feel that sometimes that they're funding these projects and they're wondering how the time is spent. So you're painting a very realistic picture. You're doing 95% of the work. You have a team, but they have day jobs. So that's something I think people need to hear more of to understand really what it means to be indie. What's your average day look like right now with a Choice Chamber in development? And you're only in beta 3, by the way, guys. If you guys don't know, it's only the 3rd beta.
That's an arbitrary number.
Yeah.
It's just a different number every month, so you can keep track of which one's which. What's a typical day for me? That's 9 to 5 day. Got an hour break for lunch, 12 to 1. Sometimes I do interviews with people like you. That's not too often. But mostly I'm just staring at code. It's better to code after getting a good night's rest, because you could be staring at a problem at midnight and just have no idea, and it gets even more frustrating by the minute every time you don't know what to do to fix it. And then you go to bed angry and you wake up angry, and it flows in the next day. So I try not to code at all after 6 o'clock p.m. just because even if I'm still with it, you hit that one snag and it just ruins everything. And then you just wake up the next morning and then you just do it in 5 minutes. You're like, oh, that's what the problem was, and you do that. So the coding is, for the morning, and usually that stuff also goes into the afternoon just because it's so much time taken. But I also like to do art at night, which is really fun just because you can, get a Twitch channel up or get some podcast, whatever, music album. And that's the only thing I can do at the same time as something else. Like if I have someone talking in my ear in a podcast or a movie playing, I can't program. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have trouble with that because you got to think, you have to hear the words and the code and everything in your head. If you have someone else talking to you, it's a little bit more difficult. But I can do it while drawing. Drawing is fine. I can have anything else going on in the background. So that's when I like to entertain myself as I draw stuff, which isn't as often, again, as I'd like. But yeah, it's a typical day. I mean, there's also answering emails, taking care of the business side of things. I could always be doing marketing a lot more often than I am. So marketing didn't even come up in my story of what happens in a common day.
That is a very common thing. Lazy Genie, thanks for joining the party. So, that's a very common thing because one of the things I do to pay the bills, because like you, I have my own pet projects, but to pay the bills, I got to do other stuff, right? And the creative stuff, unfortunately, takes a long time to gain traction. Even though that's what you love. It's like I could tell from talking to you, a few emails we sent back, and just talking to you now. You love programming, you love doing the artwork, but you don't get enough time to focus on the creative parts. You're doing more of the grinding kind of stuff, right? That's
sure, it's all technical.
Yeah.
Day-to-day technical stuff. But it's always good to take those break days, even though you have a lot to still work on. Code, you got all these bugs to fix, extra things to implement. You take that day off just to give your mind and body a break. It's very important to take those little, like on a work day, you spend a day just designing. You spend a day just doing art. And even though probably not the best use of your time as far as the project schedule is concerned. It'll make you way more productive the next day when you come back, because you'll come back way fresher.
Yeah.
You don't get burnt out as much. So very important to switch things up like that. Get some variety going in.
Yeah, you gotta unplug sometimes, but I gotta tell you, you're a pro with the email, because sometimes you respond within seconds. I'm like, was he waiting for that? Most people have like a 24 or 48 hour rule, and then the mailbox, the inbox becomes kind of like this bucket list, right? And
What's this, like calling back a girl? You got to wait 3 days.
Exactly.
No, if something needs to get done, I'm gonna respond to it, because some people ask me for like review copies for their websites or whatever's going on, and I'll try and get it to them within 1 minute. The key to the game.
Yeah.
And they always get excited when they get it's almost like a bounced email. It came back so fast.
Yep. Well, actually, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, but we'll talk about that off air, because I know there's a bunch of people that would love to check out this game and will be an evangelist for the brand. But yeah, that's still funny to people that haven't heard of it, and it's such a great idea. But all right, what else do we have here? So actually, let's do this. This is a fun little exercise. You know, the little 30-second elevator pitch that that marketers are big on. So you say marketing is one of your opportunities. Give us your elevator pitch for gamers that haven't checked out Choice Chamber yet. Like, what would you say to make them go, wow, that sounds awesome, actually? Well, that's a thing? Nah, not really. It's a liberal 30 seconds.
All right, here we go. Choice Chamber is a procedurally generated, crowdsourced game in which your input directly changes the game in real time as someone's trying to play it. You stream it online to Twitch, and anyone in the chat room can type things in and help you, hurt you, essentially designing the game as you play through it. Done.
I love it.
15 seconds.
That was good. Now, would you say that, because at the time when you guys came out with the Kickstarter campaign, like roguelikes were kind of on the rise, and also action-adventure games started, like the platforming games started coming back too in a big way. Is there any game in particular that influenced you in the indie scene? Are you a big fan of the roguelikes?
Yeah, I mean, I like a bunch, both recent ones and classic ones as well. I mean, what had I been playing a lot of before that? But before March, what was I playing? Let's see. I was playing Nuclear Throne back when it was called Wasteland Kings.
Oh, yep.
Spelunky, of course.
Yes, that's a big one. Have you played Risk of Rain? That's one of my personal
Yes, I have.
Okay. Awesome.
Risk of Rain. That one's really hard.
It is really hard, and I always warn people when I recommend that I love it. It's a great game. It challenges you really well, and it has multiplayer, 4-player co-op and all that. But the graphical style, the art style, might take some getting used to.
It's different. I'm not against it at all. I like how tiny you are. You get to see a lot of the world around you.
Yeah, it makes the scope feel so massive, right?
Rogue Legacy I also played.
Fantastic game, yeah.
That one's like the hardest of the ones I've mentioned. You die within seconds if you're not paying attention.
Yep. That game's also really big for people that like to do rinse and repeat and grind runs, because you die so much. It's just grinding gold, saving up for the stuff you really need, and then getting the upgrades. At least the upgrades are persistent, right?
Right, and you can sometimes pay money to keep the same dungeon layout.
Yep.
Yeah, so those are the major recent ones, but of course there's been little things here and there throughout. Trying to think of the ones I was playing before Choice Chamber, because I've been playing a bunch after. Like Crypt of the Necrodancer is really awesome.
Oh yeah.
I have like 50 hours in that one.
That's one that if you saw that as a pitch on paper, you'd say, I don't think that could work. Rhythm game with roguelike mechanics, okay. But then you play, it's like, wow, this is actually really fun.
That sold me immediately. Just hearing rhythm roguelike, I was like, finally, someone did it.
Yeah. I guess you're on one side or the other.
It's a game already designed for time. Well, I don't know how to put it. But it's almost like DDR, but just not in a straight line. Like, you see all the things coming, and you just got to do the right input.
Yeah, yeah.
So setting it to music was kind of a logical step.
That's a great game there. But let's go back to Choice Chamber. So I'm gonna give some quick highlights for people that missed the Kickstarter campaign. So you guys got fully funded April 20th, 2014, right?
2014. Yep, that's. I'm like, what year is it? 2015.
I know. I had to think about that too. I'm like, wait, 2014. A day after my birthday, by the way. So this game that gives this game
Hey,
an
happy
extra
belated
special.
birthday.
Yeah, there you go. We're ahead for this one now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can't forget this date now because it's the day after my birthday. So it's a big day in gaming and a big day for me too. Oh, and of course 420. Was that deliberate?
No, I was going on a trip to Asia, and I had the Kickstarter end the day before I flew out.
Okay, that's just funny. That works out very well. Like that's for marketing purposes. That's very well planned. But you guys had about 4 different stretch goals, and you reached your third one, right? The 35K mark.
Yes.
So you unlocked the mod and customization support, which I think is brilliant because the mod community. That's the reason Minecraft is so huge. Notch hasn't really done much with that game. It's all the mod community that's made that Minecraft so massive.
Sure.
Because vanilla Minecraft is cool, but it's when you get the mod that's amazing. So that's an awesome thing. When I saw the mod and customization support, I said, man, the potential for this game just got amplified tenfold. And then co-op mode. That's
Co-op mode? Yeah, that's already in.
really. I
It's
haven't.
if you have beta 3, right?
Yes, I haven't.
Yeah, if you just press F2 when you're in the game, you get co-op turned on.
Now is that local co-op?
Yeah, it's local.
Okay, we're gonna talk later. We'll put it in the back pocket about some other things we could do with co-op. That I'm gonna see if you have already. I'm pretty sure you have them already on the radar. But that's really awesome. So what else? What were some of the perks that you guys gave out for the Kickstarters?
Like the different tier rewards.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pre-order the game and get the beta separately from the prototype. Those are 2 different things. There's also like the soundtrack. There's the art book, PDF, a bunch of sketches and things like that. And that was kind of just the lower level. The higher level stuff is where you get to help design portions of the game. So you can help design different poles, enemies, weapons, the gizmo characters, special events like the fist or the meow that you saw earlier today.
Yes.
Bosses as well. And then above that, you actually get a game made by me in 24 hours. So,
I saw that, a day jam game.
Day jam game.
That's crazy. And then
I think 3 people are going to be getting those.
that is awesome. And what's this director's cut thing? What's that about?
That's the one where you get to design one of each of the things.
Oh, okay.
So that's 6 different things you get to design, help design.
Man. And I also like how you're still updating the Kickstarter page. Like a lot of times after these projects get funded,
I am?
Kickstarter. Yeah, I thought I saw some comments on there. Or
Yeah, those were during the Kickstarter.
Well, you still reply to your Kickstarter stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah, the messages. I thought you meant the main page, because they lock it. You can't touch it.
Yeah, but no, I think you still do updates to it because I know some other
You
ones.
can't change the
the main
actual
stuff.
Kickstarter landing page. You can, of course, make updates for life.
Yeah.
Like the things called updates, the update posts, but you can't, like, edit the original campaign page.
Yeah, I can see why they do that because they don't want people getting bait and switched.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, you're super responsive with Kickstarter, and that's one of the other concerns people have a lot of times with Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all that stuff. Is
Sure,
that
we'll go quiet. Just
Yeah.
because it's not the right time to answer, so they won't answer at all. No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty open. If someone says, "Hey, you said the game was going to come out December," and it's December, where's my game? I'm like, it's taking longer than usual. Since you didn't back at a tier that gets you the beta, you're just going to have to wait. Sorry about that, but thanks for your patience. We're still doing updates every month, betas every month, so you can always catch someone else playing it on Twitch to check it out. And that's it. That's all I tell them, because that's all there is to tell them.
well, the beautiful thing, I like that you opened up the beta to anyone that buys it right now through the website, choicechamber.com, right?
Sure.
So that's awesome. So if you missed on the Kickstarter, you can still support the project. You know, keep food on the table, because living off of ramen isn't fun, guys. Trust me.
I don't know. It's pretty tasty. Top ramen with the chicken spice.
That is pretty tasty.
It's only like, what, 8 cents per package?
So
Fills you up for a whole meal.
Yeah.
I like to add some Ritz crackers on the sides.
Oh, actually, that is really good.
Yeah.
But
Like
those things only fit.
saltiness with the crackers.
They only fill me up for like maybe an hour or two, though, and then I have to like have another one. Maybe that's just me. I might just be a fat bastard, but
Well, you just got to eat more Ritz.
yeah, I need more filler content than Ritz. You're right.
Yeah.
But so yeah, let's talk about some of the game industry stuff before we go back more into the choice chamber talk. What are your thoughts on this growing trend of incomplete and broken launch day games? You're talking about delayed releases, but I think on the flip side, the other thing we have to talk about is incomplete and broken games that on day one releases, especially the full off-the-shelf retail offerings, right? These are like $65 games or more if people buying the ultra limited edition.
Oh, you mean AAA side?
Yeah, AAA side, and also some of the indie stuff is doing it. But what are your feelings on that?
Yeah, those are two different issues that result in the same broken end product.
Mm-hmm.
Like for AAA side, that's all that's investor pressure.
Yeah.
That's them. That's the people paying the bills to the company who want to get a game out for holiday, but the game's not ready yet. And so the development team does their best, of course, but there's just not enough time. Because technology, right? We have the new hardware that's only 2 years old, and it takes at least 5 years, to kind of get comfortable with the technology and really understand it and be able to push it and make everything efficient and smooth frame rates, which has been going on since. Well, I mean that's always been an issue, right? Even Super Nintendo had really clunky-looking games at first, and they got really good after like 5 years or so. But yeah, that's where we are, right? PS4, Xbox One are fairly new, Wii U as well, although not many people are making games for that anyway. But you're probably talking about Assassin's Creed Unity, and Dragon Age had issues, and Call of Duty had issues. Battlefield 4 back last year had a lot of issues.
Last year also GTA 5 was terrible. They still haven't added modes that they promised for over a year.
Yeah, so that's all. I understand. I understand it. That is just the way it works, and you have to understand that it's not you shouldn't be mad at the developers. You should be mad at the.
Oh yeah.
It's the angry white guys who own the stock markets who control the investing of the.
Yeah, it's the publishers, the shareholders, the suits. Those are the ones.
Them. They're the ones who don't understand that things should actually be finished before they're out, and so they're okay with releasing them because you can do a patch on day 1, and then day 2 and 3 because you need more than one patch. Like they made a new blog just for the patches coming to Assassin's Creed. That's how bad it was.
Oh my goodness!
Just to let you know what's going to get patched next time because they won't get to them all. So they made a whole blog just to keep track of all the patches.
What do you think that a lot of the issues can be circumvented? Because obviously they can't change the way the industry works, and you're right, it's money driven. At the end of the day, AAA game development is more about the business, the money, than it is the passion. You can't afford to do a labor of love or have pet projects.
First and foremost.
Right. But do you think it's more about managing expectations, or maybe perhaps having some regulation in the industry? And on the flip side, I know the indie side is a whole different beast. Do you think that? How do you feel about in general early access, or kind of what you're doing? Where people are paying to get into the beta. What are your feelings on that overall? Do you think people are executing on that properly? It's kind of a two-part question.
I think a lot of people are for the early access. I think a lot of people don't understand how much work is involved to get something to a playable state, and like a stable playable state, right?
Yeah.
Because they'll do the test on their end, and things look to be working, so it's time for early access, and then they put it out there, and everyone's breaking it. Not intentionally, but it just keeps happening, because everyone plays a game a different way. So the more complex the game is, of course, the more things that can go wrong. So I would say Choice Chambers may be medium complexity for what... it's nowhere near as simple as Tetris or Galaga, but... Of course, it's nowhere near MMO state, But there's a lot of different combinations of things, and there's lots of collisions and weird behaviors that can happen and do happen. But the nice thing is, it was so simple when it first started, and the prototype went out to so many people. I saw how people played. I saw what it is that they were breaking, and I just fixed it immediately. Because I feel that's the worst feeling. When you put a new version out there and someone goes out and plays it, especially like a big like personality on Twitch or YouTube, and then things are breaking, and I'm just like curling into a little ball in my chair because I'm just like, oh my god, just like thousands of people seeing this thing break, and that leaves a bad impression on their side, and it makes you like try harder the next time. Like you don't want to let that happen again. Like there was one Twitch guy who was playing Choice Chamber. It wasn't even broken, but he was playing against the boss, and he found a way to exploit the boss so he wouldn't get hit at all, or even have to like try. Like he found a place where he was just really safe and he could just attack without worrying. And he said this boss isn't good, and then laughed at it. And I was like, man. The fact that he was like saying that this boss was no challenge implied that I didn't put any work into it, that it was kind of phoned in, as they like to say.
Right.
Just there and, without much thought. So I was like, oh man, he doesn't know it's a boss. And like, there's no way to tell him like live while he's playing. So he's like, man, this boss is like, he's just shooting it down. Like, man.
Yeah, Twitch won't pull the punches. That's one thing. Don't expect Twitch to pull the punches.
I mean, he didn't know I was in the chat. He probably would have not said that kind of stuff if he knew I was watching. I was just lurking. Like whenever someone plays Choice Chamber, I try and lurk in on them. I usually don't say hi because I'm like doing other stuff, but I'll just like put it all in the background and just watch them play.
Yeah. That's all about the indie scene. Don't like every time I stream an indie game with a strong community behind it, sometimes the developers will come in there and be like, and support the stream, promote it, give you in-game currency, give you some tips, and that's really awesome to see that they make the rounds like that. It's good to see that you're doing that. Even if you don't say hello, just checking out, see what the community's doing, getting that feedback. That's something you don't get with the AAA stuff, kids.
Yeah, so I mean, you had a previous question. Why haven't people like heard of Choice Chamber? I mean, this is a super niche game for a super niche market. See, because there's only 1 million people who stream on Twitch.
Right.
I say only 1 million because that means that I no longer have an audience of several hundreds of millions or even a billion people who have like a PC who would play this thing. Now it's just people. I mean, you can play it offline, right? But like, who's going to care if the main draw is that you played on Twitch? So if you're not a Twitch streamer, you have no interest, even if you heard of it. Like, you won't even look any further. Or even if you have a Twitch stream and you do play games, maybe it's not the type of game you would play, or maybe you don't want to. You're not the type of person who interacts with their chat, and you don't want to like start all that business.
Yeah.
The million people who do stream, it's a small subset of that who would even want to play the game, let alone, have heard of it. So that's why. Also, the game's not technically out yet, right? It's still, I mean, it's out in beta, but it's not out. It's not finished. It's not released officially. So that, that's kind of the big question mark, right? Because I'm still wondering, has everyone who will ever care about the game already pre-ordered it through the Kickstarter or my website? Like,
I think you guys
is the question. Or
I don't think you've even begun to scratch the surface, dude.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, this is what I said. I'll toot. You seem like you strike me like a very humble dude, and I appreciate that. But I'm gonna toot your horn for you. That this game is something groundbreaking. It's something that's gonna lead the industry. It's something that needs to happen because right now on Twitch, like you hinted, there are folks that don't interact with the chat, but more and more followers are coming. The viewers are going to chats where there's an experience where you can interact with the streamer and have a real, actual chat experience, community feeling that isn't just people saying all kinds of really foul things like "show me your breasts" or "you suck." It's actually inviting. And then there's the trolling aspect where it's actually the game accommodates the trolling in a nice, controlled environment. Like, I'm going to give you the pogo jump just because. Ha 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 ha, I trolled you. But it's fun, and everybody has a good time. No one gets hurt in the process. So I think this is going to lead the way in a lot of good trends that are already starting to happen and that need to happen on Twitch, because there's going to be more and more people streaming, especially as the next-gen consoles get adopted, with the built-in streaming.
Oh, sure.
I think this is huge. It's huge. And I love that you're downplaying so much, because when I saw it, I was like, this is fantastic. Why isn't this more of a thing? Because I had a similar idea. Like, there needs to be better games that make interacting with Twitch part of its core experience. Why isn't that a thing? But that's just
yeah. I mean, there's a few other games doing this. Nothing quite like Choice Chamber, but I mean, there's one that's kind of like Pictionary, and the streamer draws, and then the first person in the chat to guess it, gets points, and it keeps track of all that stuff. Of course, that's really unfair if you have like a shorter stream delay for your video. So some people just always get the right answer because it's just an obvious thing, and they have the shortest delay.
That's true.
There's I forget, I'm blanking completely on the name, but there's it's kind of like Smash Brothers, like it's an arena fighter type game for I think up to 4 players. But everyone in the Twitch chat says stuff, and those things appear in the arena as you're fighting.
Oh, like environmental effects. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a crowdsourced game. Like I think they started making it on Reddit. And then all these crazy ideas came together, and so they've just been adding a bunch of nonsense just because everyone asked for it.
I also heard of one other game where it's like, I think it's a Japanese game. It's still in development, but it's very risque. Like it's something like it's still streamable, but there's articles of clothing that are being removed. And
Sounds Japanese to me.
Yeah, very like weird shenanigans, like sniffing of panties and such. I'm like, okay. That's actually a thing. I remember hearing that, so I'm like, really? But it's just amazing
that's
that
a whole subgenre in Japan.
Yeah. Oh,
and even that gets subdivided into other smaller genres too.
I mean, they got vending machines for Pete's sake, but
I looked for them when I was in Japan. Like any kind of weird vending machine, I was very disappointed because I only saw the regular like beer vending machines was as weird as it got.
Darn.
And that's about it.
You didn't get to the good stuff. You didn't go to like.
Well, I was in the maybe I was just in the 2 touristy areas, but I was in like the weird, wacky, like anime, manga, video game, movie, like districts, like where everything's just kind of kooky and cartoony, and like the vending machines are pretty down to earth.
Adventures. You had your own Shenmue adventure. That's what happened, but you missed it.
I did go to the arcade at the end.
Oh, there you go. Someone got the Shenmue reference. Yes.
Oh man, Shenmue! I'd blow all of the money given to me to avenge my father's death and just play it on Space Harrier. That's it. I went broke playing Space Harrier in Shenmue.
It's so true. I spent so much time just doing the little mini game stuff, raising the pets,
the punching. Like you hit the little pads as they come out.
Yeah, like all the little side stuff, playing on the pool table. Like all the little side stuff. I spent more
against
time.
the Chinese sailors.
Yeah, I did more of that stuff than actual story mode because it was fun to me. It was like, oh man. But anyway, I think we could both derail this very easily. People are here for Choice Chamber. So Beta 3 highlights. A lot of new stuff came out. This is I know you said it's an arbitrary numbering system, but this is a huge update. You got 4 new enemies, right? The donut, shovel, ferret, and statue.
Finally.
Which I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen them yet.
You gotta get past the boss first.
Darn it! The new music from Kozilek, as you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
And you separate it into phases, which I think is a brilliant move too, because the one thing is the game can feel a little long in the teeth because it doesn't have that sharding. It feels like just an endless run. So that could also be very discouraging for the streamers. So I think creating the phases is pretty neat. And it's 25 rooms each.
All along. I just never got around to it.
Ah, okay.
Constantly. You know how long that programming takes. Yeah, it's going to be locked down to 100 rooms, and every 25 rooms takes you to a boss. And then once you get to the next phase, then you fight, a whole new set of enemies, new room type. And so the game is basically into 4 quarter chunks with a boss at the end of each. And possibly other surprises, I'm not saying.
Ooh, okay, I'll try not to get you to spill the beans, too much of the beans. But Lord Rakdos in the chat has a question that I've been asking a few times. And I know the answer used to be no, but now it may have changed. Do the abilities stack, like speed or strength, critical? Does that stack?
They always did, and they still do.
Do they?
I mean, it's per ability, right? Some of them don't make sense to stack, but speed always stacks up. Crit chance always stacks up. Power always stacks up.
Was that the case on the alpha too? On the prototype?
Yes.
I don't remember them stacking.
Yeah, you spent those first few rooms just choosing how to upgrade your character, and so you were just kind of just choosing the stat rollout, and so it always stacked up. So you could pick power 3 times in a row and be really powerful, but not be quick or have a high critical hit chance. And then now there's the whole heart system outside of the prototype, and the heart system has a bunch of specific hearts that can stack as well. So, I mean, there's like the golden heart that gives you a higher chance of dropping gold when you kill an enemy, and you can stack those all the way up to the 10 maximum hearts that you can have. So if you have 10 gold hearts, like completely stacked with gold, then you're almost always going to be dropping the big gold coins every single time.
Now that makes sense. I was wondering, I said, it feels like I'm dropping more gold now.
There's also the lucky heart that does the same thing. We can stack your luck. And then the wing heart is kind of self-explanatory because each wing heart you have gives you an extra jump in the air. So if you have multiple wing hearts, you can do a whole bunch of air jumps without ever coming back down on the ground. So those all stack, and then those are all modifiable, of course, because once you get hit, you lose that heart and you lose that little perk, the heart perk. But they come and go pretty quickly, so you're constantly changing the dynamic of like your strategies as you're playing through.
So there's a lot of stuff in this update. I won't go through all of it because we also have some more questions coming in the chat. But so you added little things like little touches like footsteps and landing sound effects, and that stuff makes a difference because people like those audio cues. It helps them play better. Sometimes I find like it's hard. I find when I play an action game or adventure game that requires some like instant reaction. If I don't have the audio cues, I mess up. Like it's weird. I can't play it muted or really low. Add the ambient noise. That's a really cool little thing too, and I like the way the music layers, the audio channels have been handled. So a lot of great stuff in this update. Can't wait to see the next beta release. That's coming out at the end of the month, January.
Yes, coming out end of January. I was actually working on a new boss right before the interview. I'm trying to get as many bosses in this month as possible, but because the enemies are ready, but you need bosses to kind of get through each phase. So I'm gonna see I'm just doing them in order, so that the first one can be most polished that you'll play in room 25. But that should be pretty exciting for people who've been playing it too much and they're kind of tired of that same level 25 boss, because he keeps reappearing at level 50, level 75, and he's really easy, as I've already discussed. So this new one, I mean, it's not going to be impossible, right? He's only the first boss, but you can't just stand in one corner, hopefully. I'll make sure you're not able to just stand in a corner. And he does a bunch of interesting things, too. So I've just been designing, like finishing up the bosses that have been designed with different Kickstarter backers. And what else? I want to make like the phases look different, because right now they all look the same. They all look like the castle level generation that you currently see in the game with different squares everywhere. So I want to differentiate the levels.
The parallaxing background is a nice little touch.
Thank you. Well, that one's going to have to go unless I change what the graphic is. So I'm going to come up with new visual styles for the different phases of rooms, so they feel even more different. So and then of course a whole bunch of other little things, but those are the big things that I'm going to strive to get in this time. And hopefully Kozilek will have some new music as well. Got to keep working with him to see what we can come up with.
Now, another question in the chat is: do the abilities? Okay, if you change the ability, the buff, do you lose the other stacks? So if you choose speed, and you were doing a bunch of power, do you still keep power, but then you get a little extra speed on top of it?
If you're still playing the same game session, like you haven't gotten a game over yet, everything's still there, nothing's leaving.
Oh, so it's possible to get speed and power.
Yes, and you can keep getting power technically indefinitely, because I don't know if you've seen the gizmo yet.
Yes. The little thing that floats around.
When you get the gizmo, it asks you if you want to get rid of it in exchange for something. And if you exchange it for power, then it gives you an extra power perk, and you can just keep doing that infinitely. So you can gain a lot of power that way.
The gizmo I love because it reminds me of the option in like Life Force or Gradius, or or in Strider, you get the little bots that fly around you too.
Yep. Yeah, so we're doing a whole bunch of different gizmos as well. That one's just the sniper that just kind of shoots as things get near. There's going to be different ones that are more defensive and ones that kind of help you out for maneuvering and things like that. So it should be pretty fun.
And are you trying to keep the game as randomized and dynamic as possible? Because you mentioned the bosses are going to be pretty static. Are you thinking about making it more randomized elements so keep the game fresh?
The generation of the rooms is always going to be random, and of course the chat helps decide what random stuff gets thrown in, like flaming rooms, big, small, spike floors, whatever. But every phase is going to have the same types of enemies available, and every boss fight is going to be the same in order. So those things will be set in stone, and you can kind of use those as landmarks to see how far you've gotten in the game, whereas all the stuff in between the bosses is kind of different in how it's laid out, because the chat can choose what types of enemies appear more often than others.
Right. Another thing that would be cool too is to have some stuff that could be done, maybe in moderation. I know it could present some other issues, but have some stuff that could be done by either selected game masters or dungeon masters, so to speak, people appointed in the chat room, mods perhaps, and then have them do like environmental effects or quick ads of stuff to keep you on your toes at any time in the game. You know what I mean? Without a poll.
Yeah, we have there's backer powers from the Kickstarter, so there's a bunch of people who are going to have those special abilities, but something similar will also be in the game for anyone. It's kind of like a spotlight to because right now the chat is kind of just one voice. It's kind of smudged together from everyone in the chat room, no matter how many people there are.
Right.
So we want to individualize people in the chat room to kind of give them their moment to shine, whether for better or for worse. So yeah, those are going to be definitely in the game.
Well, I like that you had the little feature where the mods could send a message to the game. That's pretty neat. So
sometimes it's just too noisy in the chat room, and you want to just like say something real quick, make sure it's seen. So.
No, that's really smart. So it just shows how much potential. I think you said there's a lot of criticism, but I think people really come to approach this and say, hey, it's a work in progress. A lot of this stuff is placeholder stuff. You can see the potential there. There's a lot of good stuff there, and it's only going to get better. So I'm super excited. It's come such a long way from the prototype, and I played the crap out of the prototype. A lot of the beta 2, I didn't play as much of beta 1 because I got really busy. But beta 3, I started playing today finally, and I can't wait to do more of it. I'm really liking what I'm seeing there. And it seems like the enemies got harder too. Are they adapting? Is it an adaptive kind of AI with the just regular creatures?
I made some tweaks to them. Right now, you're not able to attack cancel them. You used to be able to attack them when they're in their attack animation, and then they would like get their knockback effect, and so you'd interrupt them and stop them. And now if they ever start their attack animation, they can't be interrupted anymore. So that's probably what you're seeing, and so they're attacking a lot more often now. I did that mostly because of the Huskies, the big purple guys, because they basically never get a chance to attack. Like if you have the bow, you just keep shooting, they'll just never attack. And there's enemies later on in the game that I put that in, and then I realized like every enemy would benefit from that, removing the attack canceling. So that's probably what you're seeing, and I really got to stop making the game harder rather than easier, because like I'm probably one of the best players just from playing it for a straight year, and I can't even get that far in the game. So, which I'm a fan of. Like I'm okay with that. Like my last game, Sound Dodger, I'm pretty good at the game, but I'm nowhere near the best. And there are people who make levels with the editor that I will never be able to get a perfect score on, and I'm okay with that.
I think that's the most flattering thing, when you can make a game that you enjoy playing and it challenges you, right? Because you know what the game has, what the parameters are, right?
Yeah, like I understand what's going on under the hood, so I can kind of anticipate what's going to happen. But yeah, it's still I can't anticipate what the chat's going to do. It's the one unknown variable, the chat room. Yeah, the current difficulties is a little too high for the type of game and the type of audience I want to be playing it. Even though there are people on Twitch who love a great challenge, that's not exactly everyone on Twitch. Like there's people who play I Want to Be the Bashi and go through that torturous ceremonial event trying to beat that game. But not everyone's into that type of stuff. So I want to make sure it's a little bit more accessible to my small community of people on Twitch who are interested in this type of thing.
There's a little bit of salt in the chat. So just as you're talking about the variables with the Twitch chat, we get a little bit of a variable in here. But yeah, it'd also be cool. Like I think what would be nice to see is variable difficulty. So if someone just wants to be able to play and just have a good time and let kind of the chat determine what happens, they could do that. And then for people that want the real challenge, they have a lot of random stuff. See, I'm the kind of person, when I stream, I tell them I make no promises or pretenses that I'm a great player. You're gonna get a lot of epic fails and maybe some cringe-worthy plays, and that's what I do.
Fine.
You know,
sometimes those are really entertaining.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I think this can be a fun thing where people can see some epic fails and just go like just some face palming left and right. It's a good time. By the way, I know you got to get back to working on the game, so we're gonna wrap up soon. I got a few more questions for you. You still good on time?
Yeah, I can do a couple more.
All right. Cool. So the biggest question I was thinking about, we kind of touched upon this, is what are your plans to kind of mitigate that obligatory Twitch stream delay, to kind of offset that and keep the game rolling along? Because a lot of it does depend on what the chat can do. So to keep the game interesting for the streamer and for the chat that's viewing, what are you going to do to kind of keep that flowing along and maybe offset the stream delay?
So the game is pretty far along, but I would say it's still subject to lots of experimentation because this hasn't been done before, and we don't know what's going to work, what's not. So we're doing our best to circumvent that delay, and you just have to assume it's always going to be bad. Like Twitch says they're going to improve it, but that's just something they say. Actions speak louder than words. So if they don't actually deliver on that, then I'll still have the game able to keep up with that. So I mean, like we have the poll delay countdown, so you can add this extra time until the poll starts counting down to give people a chance for the delay to catch up with them before they start voting, so the polls don't disappear, before they get a chance. The shop room is kind of the biggest slowdown because you're kind of sitting there waiting for the votes, but there's also the kill switch there, where in case the vote is very obvious or you want to be a troll yourself as the streamer and just kind of end it early when it's in your favor, you can end it early that way. But I mean, you also have your own switches to jump on, so you can kind of have a conversation with the chat, kind of sway them, tell them what you want. And it is the only time in the game where you do get to like take a break and like think and reflect on things, because the rest of the game is just kind of mashing buttons and just not even getting a chance to breathe. You're just moving from room to room. I mean, that's the whole game was designed around the delay, because I knew it existed, back when I was doing it. It actually wasn't as bad back then. When I first designed Choice Chamber, the delay was still down to its like 3 or 4 seconds before they made that big video change.
Yeah, the transcoders are just brutal.
And I think it was right when they launched Xbox One Twitch streaming, like in that first patch on Xbox One. That's when they changed their whole video system, and then everyone's delays went up to 20 seconds plus. So I originally had it just one poll at a time in the prototype, and then I realized that this was taking way too long, so I was like, I gotta have multiple polls going at the same time in order to like keep up with this. So that's why there's multiple polls now, just because of the Twitch delay, they added that in, so I had to keep up with that. But I mean, there's some rooms right now where if the chat doesn't interact, then you're stuck and you can't move on. Which may not even be the chat being a troll, right? You could just be streaming but not have anyone viewing at the time, and then no one's there to do it, so you're kind of just stuck there. So we got to think about that, those types of things. Make sure, we have this rule where the chat should never be able to stop the gameplay for you. They should only be able to make it harder or easier. And so if they're able to just stop the game altogether, then that's no fun for you as the streamer. It's fun for them, of course, because they like to be trolls, but there's a point at which hopefully they gain some form of empathy for another human and realize, hey, maybe we should stop doing this because the game is not going to progress and there's nothing else for us to troll if we just keep doing this.
Exactly, and then people won't play that game that you love so much. Every time I stream, people are like, do you stream this all the time? Like, I would like to, but it's not my main game because I don't get a chance to stream as much as I like. But that's almost every time I stream, it's like, finally, someone's streaming this. So the interest is out there. But obviously there's been a few bad apples that scared some of the streamers away at times. It happens. But all right, so as we try to wrap this up, because I mean there's a lot of stuff I want to ask you. I'm becoming a bit of a fanboy.
That's fine.
But the co-op play, I love the potential
Yes.
there. Is there, I'm kind of smelling, I'm getting a hint of maybe cross-channel support where you can have multiple streamers playing it together or interact together somehow across their sessions or in the same session. Is that something we could maybe wait for or hope for?
That's probably not going to happen because I would want it to be good. And, like, online play is just not going to happen. That's definite. So you're never going to have, like, two characters in the same room together playing together online. But then I've been trying to figure out a way to just kind of hook up the two channels, right? So it can read both chat rooms.
Yes.
Kind of have them somehow influence each other, so at least you get some vague idea of being connected to someone else's room. And so far, all the stuff we've come up with is okay, but nothing's really that interesting for it to be worthwhile. Especially since most people are going to play solo, right? The co-op thing, I mean, there's some people who do like dual streams at the same time. They'll like hop on Skype and both play the same seeded version of something, like Binding of Isaac or other games that take seeds like Necrodancer or Nuclear Throne. But having some type of feature like that where it connects, it's not working right now design-wise, and it's very complicated as well. Like for how much would have to be reworked in the game for it to accommodate that.
Right.
And so you have to weigh the amount of work, because that'll push the game back another month or two, just putting that little thing in that only a few people might ever take advantage of. So you have to always weigh that kind of stuff.
Right. There's a lot of things that are like they'd be nice, but they're not deal breakers, right? Like
Right,
I think
nothing's a promise. Like there's some things I really want to make sure that get in in a good way, like mod support. So the plan right now is to have it so it's just a simple like XML file that you edit, and you can change all of the parameters of the game, and then you can just share that with anyone to do like graphic changes, rule changes, like changing your stats, changing what questions appear, changing how often or which enemies will appear where, or maybe just turn it into a boss rush or whatever you wanted to do.
yeah, see that'd be cool. It reminds me of Unreal Tournament. They had the mutators to change all the
Right.
different aspects of the game and keep it fresh. Well, see, what I was thinking with that, because I know online support that's a whole different beast, and that's I agree. But it's better to do it well than just kind of tack it on. But what about the cross-channel support makes sense because you might be hosted by other channels, and people always forget that the channels that's hosted, that you're not in that person's chat. You're viewing their video, but you're still in the person who's hosting's chat.
Sure.
So it would make sense. Like I dual stream too. Like I stream to my channel, Yogizilla, and then I also Twitch. I often dual stream to the Geeky Antics channel as well. That's our network's channel. Try to kind of hit up both of our audiences at the same time. So it'd be cool to have both of the chats involved, because sometimes people get confused and don't know which chat to go to, no matter what you tell them or what you have up on the Twitch overlay. So I think that'd be cool just to have that, and that's something that people definitely would take advantage of, is getting lots of chats involved in the thing, in the actual choice chamber. I think there's something there, or maybe even supporting Twitter, because that's a very conversational kind of format. That'd be very, very neat, and people start asking, like, what's this hashtag choice chamber thing I keep seeing on Twitter? You just died to a purple ice cream pop? What?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that we might be able to do, so we just kind of need to take a look at them and see which ones are feasible. So no promises on anything, but we're going to certainly do our best to get everything in.
Well, I won't put you in the I won't back you into a corner, because there's a lot of things I have on my wish list. But I think we'll leave the rest of that for another time. I think for the next one we'll have a big Q&A, and we'll promote it in advance. So we'll definitely be in touch with each other, and get some hype going about the game, especially as you get closer to the actual launch. What kind of timelines are you looking at right now?
Hopefully it'll be out in March.
Oh, okay, that's sooner than I thought. Awesome.
Here's open.
So we gotta definitely partner up, because I wanna be, and I know our community would love to be, kind of brand advocates for this. I think this is a great idea. You're a good guy. Seem like you have a great bunch of people. Any quick anecdotes or anything you want to plug before we wrap this up?
I think you've already said it. I mean, you can go to the website, choicechamber.com, pre-order it, helmet, and then you get the beta immediately, so you can start playing like today on your Twitch channel if you have one.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you so much, Michael, aka the one true Mr. Bean. It's been a great chat, and wow, I didn't even think we would talk. I know I told you it would only be like 20 minutes, but we had so much to talk about. I do appreciate your time, and I know everybody's happy to listen to this either live or on our audio podcast feed. There's a lot of good stuff here and good insight into the indie scene. So we appreciate you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
All right, guys, and we'll see you later. I will stream more later. I'll probably play some more Choice Chamber, and take care.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, we're live now. People are in a. It's funny. Janelle's chat has become the official chat for the show tonight. Everyone's coming in here. We get some new follower hype.
No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted them to come to yours, but whatever.
It's cool. I love the love's being spread. It's all good. But everybody's like, wait, how come you guys are talking, but it's not syncing up with the audio? That segment was pre-recorded. We're doing something a little different because, it's really hard to get someone to get on a podcast at 8 p.m. or definitely not 11 p.m. at night. Most time people want to try to clock out at 5, 6 p.m. at night. So we pre-recorded that earlier today. It was streamed live earlier for people that were there.
And that's the show. Wait.
Oh, now we go a little longer. I can edit out anything. So what do you guys think? Are you excited to check out more Choice Chamber?
Yes.
I am, especially with some of my trolls that I have in my chat sometimes.
Same. Oh my god.
I have good trolls though. I do want to say that, like BFT and of course Lord. He's been trolling the hell out of me ever since I've met him. And just there's quite a few people that'll just troll me and will me up in that game. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
But it's like I gotta set it up though. All right, guys. Next week on Monday, I'm gonna be playing Choice Chamber, so make sure there's everybody there.
Yeah.
So you guys can screw me over in a game. Yes, I said it. I really think they love me to death, but be first chance of hey, we screwed Obi over.
Yeah, everybody loves giving me the freaking pogo stick. That's how my runs end. I'll be doing really well, then they give me the pogo stick, die in a fire. Thank you.
Yeah, I did like the flaming floor to you or something.
He's like, yeah, let's give it a pogo. Oh, let's add more fire pits to these rooms. Okay, there we go.
New one in the house. D-Lighter.
Delitter.
Oh, Delighter.
DPL.
Mm-hmm.
Delighter was like, wait, but B Team is on. Yeah, sorry, dude. The Thursday nights is a conflict of interest for us now because on the Geeky Antics Network we have the Gaming Death podcast and then we do HorsePLAY Live. So I listen to B Team usually after the fact, unless the Gaming Death podcast is not on. But,
Which we've been able to listen to B Team the last 4 weeks. So, but they were on today.
If we're not streaming,
it got to me after about 15 minutes though. I literally, because it's not to the point that it's bad, but Don's mic is so much overpowered than Chris's mic. So I hear like Chris sounds like this, and he's like really really quiet, and Don's like, like
really, usually it's the other way around. Usually he sounds way better than everybody else, and then
it usually is. But she had hers like cranked up to cloud 16 and just blew me out of the water. I was like, good. I was like, sorry guys, love you very much, but I can't. I don't want to die from hearing loss. How the hell am I supposed to keep up? Well,
I like how Justin Bieber, babe, is just like spouting off random, like pop culture things. Demi Lovato, Catwoman.
He said One Direction before.
One Direction. The One Direction. I'm like, I'm gonna
and then
lose it.
He says Ariana Grande, but he doesn't spell it right. It's like Arnanon.
He's like but whatever. Grande. That's the only part people can get. Yeah, unfortunately, I know that took a lot of the time of the show, but we can still squeeze in another like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got to become a cat, so it's okay.
Yeah, it worked out well, and it was cool because it was pre-recorded. We got to talk more in the chat and just hang out and welcome all the new people. And we saw there was a lot of questions about the game, so we're gonna try to get some extra copies for the team.
Janelle, do you have the game?
No.
Okay.
Maybe do some
I think what we
giveaways.
should do is Yogi should flip on the. This is what I think. This is what I propose. Now, everybody in both chats, I want you guys to vote right now. That we say Obi or Yogi needs to get on to Choice Chamber and stream it, and we all need to play the game for him, like all of us, like together, like right now.